All right. So how do you normally do this? What do you want me to do?
How do I normally do this? So I like to start by asking you, uh, what goal do you want to accomplish today? Like, what is the primary goal?
Um, so I've done a lot of damage testing, and
Mhm.
I've just built up a lot of junk in my vault. So we could
Okay.
get rid of a fair amount of it, I think.
Okay.
Probably a lot that we're gonna agree on. Maybe something we'll disagree on. We'll see. And then
Okay.
my armor. I have a lot of armor from the old armor system. So
Okay.
I was gonna clean that, but I was like, I'll leave it for you. We could both do it. It's in
Okay.
there. I'm probably gonna trash like 90% of my legendary armor today. So I'm down
Love
for
that.
that. Yeah.
Love that. Okay. Let's get
Hmm.
the hell in there then.
Okay.
So it sounds like you want to make like, we're not talking like, I want like 50 slots. Like you're talking like, I would say minimum 100 to probably looking in the 200s.
I'm not looking for a number target. There's definitely
Okay.
stuff that's like I gotta keep, but there's like we'll see what happens. We'll see what I would say.
Okay.
Like I'm probably gonna end higher than most people that you work with because a lot of what's in my vault is like I need it for testing, not
Yeah,
because it's
that's
like
fine.
really hard to get, but because I would rather not recraft the weapon if I need to test it again.
For sure.
So
For sure.
yeah,
Yes. Given what you do, obviously there's going to be a lot more flexibility. Whereas like for most normies out there, I'd be like, get that crap out of here.
yeah,
Uh,
sure.
so yes, given what you do, I do make some exceptions for us content creators because like there's just some stuff that you want to have easy access to work on videos, this and that. So like I get it.
Okay, so I have some stuff like on my characters, but I don't think all of it fits into my vault. Like, do you have any like system? Like, do we do like weapons first or like armor first or like
Just hop in the vault, and then I just
sure,
like to see like just tab through the pages.
sure,
Give me like a
yeah,
couple seconds in each page,
yeah, sure.
and we'll see what we're working with here. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And another challenging thing too is like there's a lot of people out there who just have straight up garbage in their
Yeah.
vaults.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
and they know that it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
You, on the other hand, I'm gonna assume has a much higher quality vault in
Yeah.
terms of like weapons that you keep. Like there's not going to be a ton of things I feel like that are just very apparent in that they're garbage and you should just get rid of them.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
oh my god. Okay, never
Yeah.
mind.
Well, no, the exotic class items is I was gonna make. People keep asking me to make a tier list of the exotic class items, so I've just kind of been collecting them over time, so I don't have to like go and re-get them. I mean, I could delete them because like
Jesus.
low key that video is gonna be very annoying to make, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
I considered it at one point and then I realized how much work it would
Yeah,
be to make something like
it's
that happen and I'm like, no.
yeah,
I'm gonna just tell you
yeah,
top 5 and we're gonna get the hell out of here.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, for speedrunning, even like there's only like maybe 3, 6 exotic class items per character that you really like ever consider.
Mhm.
So I mean, if it comes down to it, we can get rid of those. I have a feeling though, I'm really willing to trim a lot of the fat that you saw in the first like pages, and I have a
Okay.
feeling we're gonna be down to like 300, 400 or something like that, even like with the class items included. I think you'll be surprised. Like I'm willing to get
Okay.
rid of a lot. So
Okay.
yeah, and then the last page, there's just there's some cores. There's
So
a
you don't keep like a lot of garbage items. Okay.
I don't I started playing in like mid end of year 4, so a lot of the like novelty items that I saw in some of your other Volcano videos, like I literally didn't have the chance to get them. So
Okay, that's
not
fair,
that I
fair,
want to
fair.
keep them, but yeah, that's kind of part of the reason why I don't have them.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. So you want to get started with the first page, or should I like drag some
Yeah,
stuff in?
let's see what you got here. Let's see what you
Sure.
got.
Okay.
Because like there are some weapons that I'm already seeing here that I'm just like, so you need like the Witch Queen
Mm-hmm.
first crafted weapons
Yeah.
ever for
Yeah.
damage testing.
So okay. So I'm generally like I would consider myself pretty clean when it comes to the stuff in my vault. And you might be thinking
Okay.
like, why do you have a transfiguration? Why do you have an empirical evidence? So I do archetype testing, right? So basically
Right.
I test every weapon archetype in the game, and I
Yeah.
need one example of like a middle of the pack weapon that represents that weapon archetype, right? So this is one of the burst item archetypes, heavy burst, right? This is a precision SMG. So I have one of every archetype in the game in my vault. If you happen to see a dupe, like you see 2 precision SMGs, let me know. But if you see a weapon that's leveled up to like past 7, so it gets the masterwork with the frame, and it has 0 kills on it, that's what it's for. So, I mean, I can delete them if we really need to, but then I'd have to recraft them if I do architect
you're just gonna
testing
make them
again.
later.
So exactly, yeah. So that will explain pretty much every crafted weapon in my vault that doesn't have a gold border is almost definitely for that purpose. And also the Sinduna SI6, because there's no craftable adaptive versus as far as I'm aware. So I have this.
Okay, so then it sounds like there's not going to be a whole hell of a lot to get rid of in here.
You'd be surprised. I'm willing to get rid of like a lot of stuff that's not part of that kind of family.
Sorry, I mean on this front page, and someone just said just recraft it for testing, then delete again IMO. Here's the thing: is that like if you have to do that how often are you retesting?
Pretty often. I tend to test stuff like once a season for a lot of stuff, and then once a DLC for like everything in the game. So part of the reason why I thought this was a good idea, and I kind of came to you, was because this DLC, I made it my mission to base value test every single exotic weapon in the game and every single ability damage source in the game. So that's why when I first talked to you, I was like, I have literally every exotic weapon in the game in my vault. I'm just going to clean up most of it so it's not a complete mess when we sift through it. Because coincidentally, yesterday I actually finished pretty much my testing. So like now is a good time for us to kind of like sift through things and kind of touch on things. Yeah.
Okay. If you're doing it like twice a year, then I'm kind of 50-50, just craft it and then delete it. But I also know how much of a pain in the ass it is to like go all the way there and like go down a list and make sure you're checking off every single weapon.
Yeah.
Like I have this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Even if you're only doing it like twice a year.
It's that, and
it's
also like
a pain.
The glimmer and core sync that it is insane, by the way. Because like I had to craft recraft, dismantle. Like I've done this a bunch of times, and like I think I've crafted and leveled up and remade Osteostriga like 8 times. And like I did it again. I dismantled it again, even though I know I'm gonna have to test it in the future. But like I did it again. And so it's just like I think I've spent easily maybe more cores than almost anyone else in this game has just recrafting weapons for testing. So
for sure.
I kind of was just like if I tab out to my dim here, you see all these darkened weapons that are marked as archive. These are all archetype only, so I just ignore them in my day-to-day gameplay, but I just have them in the background for like when I do archetype testing, because you have to level these as well to get like the masterwork and stuff for like the reload testing that I do as well. So it's just like I would really rather not. And like this Coriolis Force, dude, I did Empire hunts for this because back then there was no craftable aggressive frame fusion with like accelerate codes and all that. So I had to like go farm for this, which is lovely. But yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. It's definitely a convenience thing, and given the nature of what you do, if you were just like some normie who was just like, I like to have every single crafted weapon because I think it's neat, I would punch you in the face. But like you don't do that. Like you're not a normie in that. So yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff
looking for
that I am definitely willing to get rid of. Like that's other stuff for sure.
Okay.
Like So I won't be like I'll be a pushover on a lot of that stuff.
I will say that like obviously like one of the bigger things I like to target with people are dupes.
Yeah.
You don't really have that many dupes. Like I'm seeing like 3 lost signals.
Yeah.
Right. Like I'm guessing one is like a boss DPS thing. One is maybe more general use case. Right.
Yep.
And given, again, what you do, you're doing a lot of speed running. I assume you're doing some low man stuff here and there. Like certain versions of weapons are going to be good in certain types of content. Speed run this, or maybe, this version works in Deep Stone and then this one works better in Vow, or like whatever the hell you're doing.
You actually got it like perfectly, by the way. So one is Vorpal for damage. One is One for All for like regular ad clear on like Consecration Titan or whatever. And then the third one was for Vogue speeds for killing the ads through the floor. Yeah.
Right. So without going through like literally every single weapon, which we could do, but we'd be here for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
I think I just want to like maybe tab through and just try to find or like pinpoint a couple of things here and there that might be like, okay, why do you have this? Why do you have that? Sure. But you have like you of all people, there's probably like maybe a dozen people in the world who I could like point to a weapon in their vault and you would have an exact use case and you actually do the thing of that use case.
Yeah. I
right?
won't lie to you.
I've done so many YouTuber ones where it's like, oh, what do you have this one for? It's like, I was going to make a video on it. And then 6 months later, they never made a video on it. And I'm like, okay, well, what are we doing here? Whereas I know you will probably make a video on it or some sort of, there's a specific reason for it existing in the vault. So
sure.
Like next page, honestly, like
I mean, listen, I'm down to get rid of this wrist walker. I'm down. Like that's in the first row. I'm down to get rid of it. I don't.
If you want to,
okay. Sure.
I just like it's gonna be tough for me to be like, all right, why do you have the freaking wrist walker? And you're like, well, it's the only lightweight frame that's 70 rounds per minute, and they came out on a Thursday, and I'm like,
I'll tell you what this was
for.
for.
I understand that's probably important, so.
No. This is for I used it for King's Fall speeds, and it was for like double pellet like swap damage on tractor, but like. That's not really like a relevant thing anymore, so I could just get rid of it. So it's like, I don't really need it anymore.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you know so much. Like I make stuff for the normies, right? I make stuff for the normies. So
listen,
I'm like,
I just want a little entertaining sesh. We could just go through.
Yeah.
Maybe you have some questions about what's in my vault. I'm totally down to answer like anything you have.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else on this on this page that you're interested in?
I mean, like 2 Tinashes, like.
Oh yeah, sure.
It's a rocket sidearm. It's good.
Yeah.
Like okay, surrounded. Yeah, I totally get that one. And then obviously we have
this
like
one's for
chill
speeds.
Clip one.
Yeah, this one's impulse chill clip, and then I think I have an air trigger chill clip as well for like day one.
So like all of those make sense. All of those are good. All of them have their own specific context that you would want to use them in.
Yeah.
New Pacific Epitaph.
Oh yeah, we could definitely get rid of like one or more.
Let's see these.
Yeah, I also have this one as well. Yeah, we could look at this. This one, I'm down to get rid of this. I think I just accidentally, like, I stopped pruning my vault around when Ride of the Nine came out. So this just, like, landed in my vault, and I probably never even looked at it. So we can get rid of this. I'm down for that.
Yeah. I have like, a lot of New Pacific epitaphs that I was like, maybe they'll get some use. But I still just really don't want to use a waveframe GL that much. And, like, I got to get rid of some in my vault. So yeah, this is like one of those that I feel like a lot of people farmed for, and then they just didn't really do anything with.
Yeah, the thing with this weapon is like I only need one, and the actual reason why I even have New Pacific Epitaph is because in speedrunning there's some moments in encounters where you want to just mop up a lot of ammo, and gravity well lets you kind of do that by just reloading next to a lot of ammo. So a waveframe, it's like pretty good. You just reload it next to a bunch of ammo, and you get a bunch of ammo. It's a special weapon too, so like you don't have to use a primary. So yeah, I mean, one of these with like, with like lead from gold. Oh, I think I dismantled lead from gold. That's fine. It's all right. Yeah, so I got 3 of them. I just want to keep one for the vacuuming thing.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I personally don't care which one you want to keep.
Okay.
I just don't think you need 3.
I probably keep the envious one for the ammo gen. It has chain too. Okay. The other 2 perks I don't really care for, but plus it's shiny.
Yeah, it's shiny. Rule of shiny, 100%.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What next? Where are we going next?
Seeing it's not harsh language, is it? Top right. What is that? No, that's
okay, your chat might flame me for this.
The Void GL.
I used to play DMT GL swap in PvP with a disruption break truth teller.
Truth teller.
So yeah, that's what that's from.
Okay. 1800 crucible kills.
Yeah, I don't play PvP a lot. I mean, these days I just play hand cannon shotgun. Okay, I've changed, I've reformed. I don't GL swap anymore.
Jesus.
But I can delete it. I'm down. I don't really do DMT GL swap anymore. I mean, maybe I will in the future one day again. Maybe if if I ever get the itch, but I'm down to delete it. I honestly I don't need it that much. And also Prodigal Return has envious disruption break if I do want like that kind of GL again. And it's craftable, so I'm not gonna lose sleep over it if we delete it. So,
I mean, it's so tough telling you of all people to be like, you should delete that.
I'm fine, bro. I want the vault space, bro. Listen, Datto. Listen, compared to most people that you talk to in this game, I'm kind of like a cold-hearted bastard. I don't harbor any emotional connection in my weapons. So it's like, if I'm here to like just prune through everything, so if there's something,
then toss it.
Dude, literally, like after this call is over, I'm probably like, gonna go, okay, prune. That's not it, prune. He's capping, bro. He's capping. Listen, after this is over, I'm probably like gonna go through my vaults again and delete even more stuff. To be honest with you, so like I'm down to delete it. Like I really like, it's chill. It's chill. All right. Anything else? What are we thinking?
See an iron banner sidearm that I can't remember the name of at the top.
Yeah. Someone told me this was good for
Despawn.
PvP, but I don't use sidearms in PvP, so I could just delete it. You know, it's chill. So, goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye. I've collected so many of those. Like double fire, freaking sidearm for PvP. It'll be good. I haven't like willingly gone into PvP in like 2 years.
Yeah. I feel you.
I'll get carried in trials like every 6 months, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the other stuff here is crafted or just like brand new.
I mean, even the
So,
brand new stuff. If you have questions, I'm down to like,
yeah.
you know, like
I
I'm
mean,
down to
like
get
you
over
have like Lance Ephemeral over there,
Yeah.
but it's like it's a freshie,
it.
right? And like, what do you got on this thing?
I don't know. Like it has lead from gold on it. That's probably why I kept it. But I can get rid of it. It's not even a tier 4.
Okay.
I can get rid of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I just assume that like most of this stuff is like
No. Listen.
archetype testing.
Anything you're like iffy on. Well, I mean, okay, the unmasterwork stuff, like the posterity and like the accrued
that's
redemption.
kind of what I'm looking
Yeah,
at.
this is all archetype. But if you see something that you have a question about, feel free to
Say
ask.
something.
Literally, feel free to ask because it might make for an entertaining story. You never know.
Like all these makes it like mid is reckoning maybe like on the left King's Fall fusion.
Where is it? Oh, here. This is probably archetype. Yeah, this is archetype testing. Yeah. Yeah. And anything that's a crafted weapon.
I was like, this thing's so ass.
Yeah,
Okay.
anything that's a crafted
like,
weapon that is not gold border is almost definitely archetype testing. Almost.
Okay. Yeah, so like tarnished metal, and you get the Ammon, and you get the prodigal, and then you get
exactly.
the freaking the trace from Root of Nightmares.
Yeah, drag. Like these are weapons I would like never use, but they're just there to be candidates for archetype testing. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, even like a bunch of the Ikelos weapons, but like I understand multiple shotguns, I understand multiple snipers.
I mean, the Ikelos
like
snipers, we could get rid of one of these. Yeah, I can get rid of this one. Surplus Slick Draw.
Okay.
So the story behind this one is in Root of Nightmare speedruns, in the first encounter, I wanted a solar hit scan weapon that I could use alongside, I think it was Agar Scepter, in order to get Mantle of Battle Harmony, because Mantle of Battle Harmony gives you a little super every time you get a matching element kill. So I wanted something that was like quick and snappy, so I tried this. I ended up just using Ariana's Vow, so this is useless. Yeah.
All right, then goodbye.
Yeah.
And yet you still have 661 kills on this.
I mean, when you test stuff in speedrunning, it's like, you go through a lot of iterations,
All right. So. How about the Mirror Imago? I know it's very new.
So I think I got this from the chess puzzle or something, and like I didn't have any kinetic SMGs to use at the time. So I just used this in speedrunning in case I ran out of like trace ammo in my kinetic slot and I needed an SMG to like shoot nodes in the puzzle. But
is it a 3x2?
Yeah. But the roll's like it's not even that good. And also I have a multi-mog. I have a multi-mog. It's fine. Like I have a multi-mog now, so I don't need it anymore.
All right, let's go GG next.
GG next. Okay, sounds good.
Okay. A lot of episode 1. A lot of episode 1 weapons.
Mm-hmm.
The two rocket sidearms, I get it. The heliocentric, I get it. I'm guessing 2 in the top corner. That's archetype testing.
Correct. Yep, that's correct.
Why don't you walk me through the? Well, I know people are saying like sightline surveys, kind of like a PvP thing right now.
Okay. Okay. Someone in chat has been asking me to show you this.
Okay.
This is for maze farming.
Oh. Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
you can see the kill count. This is for maze farming. So that's why that's there.
You're farming in the maze.
Tonics. So last season, right? When Tonics came out, they were the best passive material farm in the game, and a lot of content creators didn't cover it, surprisingly. But you basically just go in the maze. You get 2 Desperate Measure stacks, and then you sit at a certain point, you shoot some ads to make the Echo's weapons, they have the origin trait that makes the pool on the ground, right? And the pool, the hand cannon, the scaler on the pool is the perfect amount of damage to tick the thralls, and it makes new pools, and so you can see where this is going. The pools just make more pools. And you just sit there. Yeah. So like every 15 minutes you tab in, because AFK macros are technically banned, so I just tabbed in, move around a little bit, go back to tabbing out, working on a video script or something, and then I'd come back and I would have like full alloys, or I'd have like full ciphers or whatever. So it's good little farm. Jeez. I kind of miss it because I need glimmer and stuff now all the time. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I generally don't cover those kinds of things anymore, but I'm surprised somebody else hadn't done.
There was
there
was like some small like YouTubers that were like they just made this video. They were like, oh, I was like, that's pretty cool. I'll do
Yeah,
it.
no, generally those are the things I tend to stay away from most of the time.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
I'm assuming a lot of the other ones are also just like archetype testing.
Some of this stuff definitely isn't. So like we could go over the
Okay.
two indebted kindnesses. I don't mind deleting one of them. I mean, obviously one of them has way more kills than the other one.
Right.
Yeah, this was kind of like for speedrunning, I guess. I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, Datto. I don't use either of these anymore, like at all. So
Okay.
if we want to delete both of them, I'm chill with that. Yeah.
I barely use mine as well.
Yeah.
Although I've kind of moved on to like other ones, but if I need arc damage, I'll bust it out. How about this? How about let's follow up on this, because some people might be hearing you say that and being like, why does bro not use the rocket sidearm?
Yeah.
Especially like the only arc one. Like,
Yeah.
give me
Oh,
educate
okay.
the masses. Why are you not using it? Why you log back in?
Yeah, I mean, there's some content where like surge stuff kind of matters, where you like need to be like, you need an arc weapon or something like that. But I don't really find myself playing that content a lot, where it's like you need a specific weapon type. And this is a trend I've covered in my videos before, but like affinity on weapon, like arc, solar, void, has mattered less and less and less as the game has progressed over these years. I'm sure you remember in the years of like year 3 and year 4, match game GMs, you had to bring a primary that would match most of the shields in the GM, or you would have a terrible time, right?
Yep.
And we've come a long way since then. So these days, I kind of just you pick the weapon that does the job the best. Maybe during damage, you pick something that matches the surge of your heavy weapon. But for the most part, even in surge content, like it kind of affects your heavy weapon, I would say, more than your special weapon. So yeah. I don't really need indebted kindness too much. I can definitely get rid of them if needed.
Fair play. Yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree. I think the whole surge, like, losing surges or just like people using unsurged things, I think is just very overblown. But I do also realize that there's, this game is it's very weighted one way or the other. You either like really know the game and therefore like you can just kind of use whatever you want and nothing really matters, or you really don't know the game and you want every single advantage that you can possibly get.
Yeah. No, I get.
So that's why some people freak out so much about the surges. Yeah. But yeah, if you know what you're doing, then yeah, you don't really need to play around the elemental things that much. It's nice to have, but like even knowing you, I'll be like, get rid of one. Okay. And like once it's 25,000 to 3, right? Like,
yeah, I got this one way later, like after I stopped using indebted, and I was like, I was looking for lead from gold roll shot at one point. So I don't know. I probably don't need the surrounded one. If I was gonna keep one, I'd honestly keep the volt shot one. The reason why the kill difference is so big is, like I said, I got this after I stopped using indebted. So if we're gonna keep one, I'd keep the second one. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. What's next on the chopping block? Oh yeah, I was going to tell you some stuff that is not for archetype testing. So the SE bows, you might be wondering, why do you have an Archer's Tempo, Archer's Gambit SE bow? So there was a cook that my team was doing for day 1 when Outbreak was disabled, where I tested Archer's Tempo, Archer's Gambit bows with hierarchy to just increase the sheer number of projectiles that you're getting through the ring. So I tested this. It was pretty decent, but I have literally no use for it anymore. So because that's day 1's over, that's gone.
Yep.
So you can get rid of that.
Like at a base level, like that's a fun like setup anyway. Archer's Gambit,
it's cool. And then I got 2 glaives.
I was gonna ask about the forthcoming deviants.
Yeah, I'd probably keep one of them. I mean, I'd probably keep this one. Yeah, Demo Chaos Reshaped. I like Disruption Break on this one for this is really niche, but for those of you who like doing, I mean, I guess people in Garden right now, they just kill the Harpy with explosive weapons or whatever because he's bugged right now. But if you actually do the Harpy encounter, the thing that I use this for is I use Disruption Break on the Minotaur shields, and then I one-shot them with Mountaintop, which is nice. So that's the reason why I keep like part of that role. But then this one is like, I don't know, I think I kept this one because it has close to melee, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't really use it at all. I mean, it has 270 kills in it, but realistically, I don't really use it. So
I'm sure there's another glaive out there that you either have or can go make that
exactly.
Like,
yeah, there's
whatever needs.
Yeah, there's so many patterns I can. Yeah, for sure, 100%. I mean, the wayframes, I'm down to get rid of one of these. I'm down.
Martyr's Retribution.
Okay. Yeah. This one works for speedrunning because Desperate Measures, that like one-shots the captains in Wish and like Morgith and stuff. So that's kind of nice. And then I think I kept the other one just because it has like heal clip. But I'm not going to lie, I don't think I'm ever going to use a heal clip incandescent wayframe in my life for the rest of my life. So I can get rid of it. Yeah, even though it is a good roll. And I do like recommend it to some people who like wayframes. Just me personally, I don't think I'm ever using this thing ever again. So Yeah.
That's fair. I think until rocket sidearms like cool off a bit as well, I think
Yeah.
people have not really been using the wave frame. So
Don't
I
worry,
think I
just
do
you
think
wait. Energy rocket
yeah,
pulse. Energy rocket
I was
pulse is
gonna,
coming.
yeah. No, as soon as if they give wave frames maybe a little bit of juice, or they tone down rocket sidearms even more, then maybe they will start to make an appearance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
I mean, we got some final shape on it. You got axial. You got
Yeah.
the sniper. I'm
Archetype.
assuming
Archetype.
archetype
Yep.
testing.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You got it.
Oh, the two burst shotgun from festival.
Ah,
I
yes.
was
Good
out of
one.
town when this thing started dropping, so I never really got a chance to play around. But I asked
Yeah.
people, and they
Hmm.
were like, "Yeah, it's like not great."
Yeah.
But I am interested in your take.
Um, I would agree with that generally. It's the numbers, like the damage profile of the shotgun is not like horrible, but it just struggles to find a use case in today's meta. There's just
Hmm.
no room for it, right? It doesn't really make sense to use in most cases.
Right.
And it's definitely a bit more annoying to use than a typical slug shotgun if you're just raw going for crits. So
Hmm.
I just kept them because they're both like the roles like that were kind of desired at the time.
Yeah, they're
Um,
novelty.
I definitely don't need them. I don't use them at all. So I
Okay.
could just delete them. Actually, let me think. The
So
the
probably
one
keep
thing
one.
the one thing heavy burst shotguns are good for is they are one of the fastest weapon types for proccing Cascade Point because a single burst from them instantly procs Cascade Point. Now have I ever used that interaction before? Like once, yeah. So I'm gonna get rid of these. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over them. And also I wouldn't get rid of one of them if pure recollection didn't exist. But there is a farmable double fire shotgun, or heavy burst shotgun, I should say, from this season called pure recollection. So if I ever need a heavy burst shotgun for whatever, I can just get that. So that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dungeon weapons, I get it. Some of the Right of the Nine weapons are decent. I mean, you got 3 psychopomps.
Yeah, we can look at them. I
I
haven't
know
looked
you
at them
got
in a while.
4.
Yeah, this one's for damage. Envy's honing.
Yep.
I think this one. I mean, this one has even more kills. This one I used it in Vogue. So during oracles, it's like you kind of like duo oracles up in the solo spot in speedruns. So it's like a little bit annoying to survive sometimes. So I used like a Scar class item on Prismatic with this to like just spray a bunch of ads with.
Yep.
I was actually looking for this particular role for that specific encounter just because it's like an uptime based role. But it's not that important that I keep it. Let's see what the third one is though. Oh yeah,
Yep.
this is the one that everyone was like really, chasing at the time, so I kind of kept it. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm never using this thing. I'm never using this thing. So this one, like maybe, I mean, listen, just for anyone watching down, like I would not recommend going for this role. I literally just went for this for a very specific encounter in a very specific speedrun. So
I was gonna say,
I would
like,
not
this is
recommend
a role
going
where
for
I
any
would
current frenzy.
absolutely want an explanation of like any
Yeah.
current frenzy, huh?
Yeah,
What are
yeah,
you cooking
no.
there? And you're like one of a dozen people who could come to me with like a legitimate answer, and I'd be like, oh, okay, and let's move on. Like,
Yeah.
So like most other people, I'd be like, what are you doing right now?
Yeah.
Is that anonymous autumn next to the dungeon
Yeah,
weapons?
I've actually been meaning to get rid of this, so we can just
Okay.
get rid of that. That's cool.
I love when people say they've been meaning to get rid of it, as if
Yeah.
it's not
No.
literally 1 second.
There's a lot of stuff
to
in
get rid
there's a lot of stuff in my vault that I was like, oh yeah, I mean, I was gonna get rid of this during a pruning, but I got the Datto thing coming up, so I'll just I'll leave it in there. We could talk about
All
it.
right, all right.
Yeah.
What else we got here? We got some more Right of the Nine weapons if you want to kind of skim through them. I don't
Yeah,
know if they're
sure.
archetype or because I know you just said like Right of the Nine is when you kind of stop.
Yeah. We could definitely prune some of this stuff. So this is like, I guess I don't know. I have it because of enhanced left from gold pickup stuff, but I don't know. You could just use a trace for that. So don't really need this. I actually don't know what this is for. Oh, I guess it's a PvP rule, but I don't use SMGs in PvP, so I'm just gonna get rid of this too. This is, I mean, it's like once you punch redirection, I guess, which is like kind of cool. I think the shotgun, I kept this for like a vacuum thing, but it doesn't have lead, so I can probably just get rid of this. I don't think I'm ever using this.
I kept so many of those thinking like I want to do some like fun 1-2 punch trench or like 1-2 punch redirect Discord tech blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And they're all just collecting dust.
Yeah, and the season's over and everyone's back to using perfect paradox. So yeah. I'm never using this. I don't know why I kept this. I'm never using this. And then these two, this one, obvious reasons, envious bait, right? And then this one, I mean, I don't know. Some solo people told me to keep this because like envious withering gaze, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if you've ever tried using a projectile weapon with Withering Gaze before. You have to stay ADS the entire time until the projectile makes contact. It's really annoying, and
Yeah.
I'm never gonna be the type of person to like do a solo that requires an envious Withering Gaze Wilderflight. So,
Right.
goodbye.
Yeah, no, I think there's definitely some like potentially interesting stuff with Withering Gaze, and I know I kept a couple things as like some sort of like day one potential tech or like whatever, but
Yeah,
I don't know how much of that really got used at all.
yeah.
We got some new raid weapons.
I'm
You got
down
the SMG,
to
you got the Fuge.
I'm down to delete them because they're not tier 4s, and yeah, they're just not tier 4s. I mean, I'll keep the SMG because I kind of need it for testing. I'm testing a cool thing with rewind target lock peacekeepers with temporal blast as like a legendary SMG like damage option. It should beat Outbreak in theory for damage. But the other two is like, yeah, I mean, this one has reconstruction bait, but it's tier 3. Like I'm not gonna lose sleep over deleting it.
All right.
And then the other one had like incandescent reservoir burst, so I could just delete that. That's fine.
That's one of those that like is maybe even like a too much of a good thing type thing, where it's like, yeah, they're two really fun perks, but they have like almost nothing to do with each other whatsoever.
Yeah.
So it's like you look at it and it's like, whoa, that's crazy, and then you actually like put it to use and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
it's actually it's fine.
Yeah.
The sniper bottom right, I haven't memorized the name of the sniper.
Shoreline Dissident.
Shoreline.
This is
she's
the people use this role for solo gatekeepers. I don't know why I kept it because I'm not doing solo gatekeepers, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. I just saw that, I was like, oh, that's a solo gatekeepers one. I threw it in my vault. So
Yeah, throw it away. Yeah. All right, let's go next.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, I think where we're gonna make the bulk of our efforts here is definitely gonna be in the armor section.
Yeah, I'm literally down to be like barren wasteland when it comes to legendary armor when we're done with this. Yeah,
I'm slowly starting to get to the point where I'm like now that I'm hitting tier 3s, tier 4s, and we're kind of getting back to that equilibrium.
Yeah,
I know that I just don't want to hold onto that old armor. Like I just want to get rid of it because I'm never going to be in a situation where I'm like, okay, and for this build, you're going to pull out your old illegal armor from that you farmed 6 months ago, and like you can't do that, and like you can't tell people to do that, right? So you just have to kind of move on.
I mean, and literally the only legendary armor, like I've talked to a bunch of people about it, the only legendary armor really worth keeping at this point that's not just going to be substituted by modern day tier 4, tier 5 armor is the mobility intellect, like 25 plus spikes on both, right? That's like the only stuff that's like legitimately unobtainable now. But even then, it's just like, that's not that important, Having 180 weapon versus 200 is not going to make the difference like ever.
Yeah, especially now, like if you can do the 5 out of 5 feet raid, like that's arguably the hardest thing in the game for people to do, and most people are not even running 0 out of 5 in the raid in the first place.
Yeah.
And so, it takes a very specific kind of player to even want to consider holding some of that armor. So,
yeah, for sure.
The machine gun from Plunder.
Yep.
Second row.
This is probably archetype testing, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is archetype testing. I also put pugilist on it because I was doing some melee base damage testing and I was just using it to get melees back. But I also think this is archetype testing. Yeah.
Okay, I was like that one. I was gonna have some questions. Even Regnant's archetype tests.
I think this is for sticky explosive. Yeah. So, this is like a hidden tech from like the endgame community. But sticky grenades and explosive light have a special interaction where sticky grenades converts the so GLs, for example, like when you shoot them, there's two numbers. There's the impact and there's the explosion, right? Sticky grenades convert almost all of the damage from a GL shot into the explosive portion. And explosive light disproportionately, or basically just buffs the explosive portion of a GL shot. Mm-hmm. And so if you use sticky and explosive together, the damage increase is like 75% per shot. Whereas explosive light is normally on GLs, like I think it's like 35 or 40 or something like that. So it's really, really high. Yeah. So it's like, if you watch if you ever have some time in your board, in the current VOG speedrun record, we shoot 2 mags of sticky explosive light GL under Templar. And when he spawns in, it instantly chunks like half his health. So yeah, that's what that one's used for. I actually use an edge transit for that, but I have a regnant roll, I think, in case I want auto loading instead of cascade.
Gotcha. Even more episode 1 weapons. Talk to me about some of these on the 4th row here.
Oh yeah, sure. Ill Omen. This one is archetype testing. This one is ignore the cold steel. I was doing. People kept asking me to test cold steel with wolf packs on a caster sword, so I tested it. But normally
Oh,
this weapon has whirlwind on it. Um, I'm of the belief, generally speaking, that caster frame swords are one of the more consistent archetypes to use in fire teams if you're using heavy attacks. So normally this has either attrition whirlwind or relentless whirlwind on it. I just converted it to cold steel recently because I was doing some testing. But normally this is like a sword that I would use for boss damage.
okay.
And then this is for witness pre-break. This is the pre-break rocket. For those of you that want
Okay.
the roll, this is what you use. Use confined launch, alloy casing. I think a reload, masterwork as well, and then field lasting with one void loader. So yeah, there's that. And then this is, I think I use this. I think actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this was for archetype testing, and I think
Okay.
this was for getting melee. Um, I could probably delete either one of them, but I don't know. I think that yeah, this one I think I made. Yeah, no. I crafted this to get melees back when I was doing melee. So like for example, when I do damage testing for like base damage testing on like Templar, for example, and you
Mhm.
you spawn in with 3 frenzied blade charges, right? But let's say you want to do more frenzied blade just to decrease the margin of error when you're doing testing. Then I
Yeah.
use like a plank stride or something with pugilist to get some melees back, so I could do some more melees. That's basically what
Okay.
that's for.
Do
So
you
yeah, I could
still
yeah
do testing in VOG, or how do
yeah
you use the shooting range now?
Shooting range is it's getting better, but it's worse for a couple reasons.
Okay.
Originally, obviously, it was +0 and raids were -10, so a little
Right.
different. Raids also just have different scaling, so the numbers you see in the shooting range are different from an actual raid that's +0.
Hmm.
Shooting range also doesn't have a pixel measurable. Like some of the testing that I do, I like measure the pixels of Templar's health bar going down to make sure, because
Oh, okay.
I'm
Yeah,
sure you
yeah.
remember there was that controversy with like wolf packs where they were doing way more to the health bar than they were on the wipe screen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of just do that with every weapon type that I measure to make sure that doesn't exist. Like some weapons still do that. Like Izanagi's Burden, for example, the Hone times 4 shot, 20% more
Yeah.
damage to the health bar, and has been like that for the past like 3 years. Like Bungie's never talked
Hmm.
about it, but it does more damage than it says on the tin, basically. So because of that, it just helps to get kind of more damage instances out when I'm doing some testing, and
For
it
sure.
helps to have a pixel measurable health bar. None of the bosses in the firing range have a bottom of the screen health bar like a raid boss would.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm guessing most of the other things here. I'm seeing Briar's Contempt. I'm seeing the freaking Neomuna, hyperdimensional or hypertrochoid,
Yeah.
dimensional hypertrochoid.
Yep. Yep.
Lot of Vesper GLs, but like it was incredibly good /
Yeah.
still is. So like I get
Mhm.
that as well. And we have a completely untouched Hezen in the bottom right.
Oh, that's actually I have no idea what this is actually. This is oh, I guess
I
it
don't
has
know. It
envious
looks.
bait. It has an
I was
envious
gonna
bait
say it's
bipod
got.
swap. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I mean I don't know where my other I have some other Hesens we can take a look at. This one doesn't have the bipod. Oh, okay, wow, this is a pretty much a perfect roll without bipod.
Yeah.
That's
No
a bit
bipod.
unfortunate. And then this one I guess has the bipod swap. Oh, this is actually isn't this identical to this one? Or oh no, this one has bait, I guess, instead. I
Yeah.
guess I kind of like have 3 Frankenstein like almost perfect Hesens that I use for different scenarios.
Yeah.
I will say I probably don't need this one.
I mean, it's a
Maybe.
top rock. I'm not like this one. You write some stuff down, and then if it's if it works out in your
Yeah.
favor, then you get rid of something.
Yeah, I'm just looking right now. I I'm looking at the 3 rolls and thinking about the scenarios that I would use each of them in, and I think I don't need the middle one. I don't need the middle one.
All right.
Yeah. Because the other 2 cover like they're like a Venn diagram, they cover the use cases.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of crossbows.
Oh, yeah, I can get rid of them. I can get rid of them. Yeah.
I have like I've been trying to do like a little bit of crossbow stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
it's been difficult when some of the builds this season are running so fucking wild, and then like you're out here just trying to plink like a Vex in the chest with a
Yeah.
crossbow. Like I do
Yeah.
like it's fun to like line up a shot and go grab the bolt, and I think a lot of the things in like the second column of perks or like the minor perks where each of the different arrows has like a different functionality, like picking up an arrow makes it explode and deals a bunch of damage, or like it shoots at a bigger angle but it hits for more damage. Like I think all that stuff's cool,
Yeah.
but it's like they're so just like outclassed by so many other things.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I just haven't really latched onto them yet.
Yeah, 100%. No, I agree with you. I mean, the only reason I have this many crossbows is I was testing all the bolts, seeing which one the bolts were the best. So I can get rid of all the tier 1s, but look at the tier 3s in a second.
Yeah.
I mean, I could probably get rid of those too, to be honest. But, I just want a tier 3 plus one with honing and heavy or serrated. This one's okay. It has charged spring auger, which is like the I mean, I can keep one of these maybe. I don't know. I'll get rid of both of them. I'm pretty sure I have the tier 4 bow unlocked, and I can just go get tier 4 bows later. So it's whatever.
Yeah.
We have a couple rockets. I've just been dumping these in my vault. They're all tier 4s. We need tier 4 rockets for speedrunning right now, so I'll just pick. Actually, I'm on tractor in our team, so maybe not. But I'll just pick maybe one or two of them to keep. I mean, the chill clip thing is interesting with like the reload thing. I'm probably gonna drop this one. Have you had any time to farm for any like the DP weapons yet, or no?
Most of my DP runs have been like Sherpas. So like I am still teaching some of my friends. Like I've done maybe 1 or 2 clears where it wasn't a Sherpa run. So I have not really had a chance. But also people don't want to raid because they've just been trying to get to 450 first. And I'm just like, look, I know it's not giving power, but like raiding's fun and I do like Desert Perpetual. So who wants to raid?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll probably just keep these two. This one I'll probably keep because Overflow Reaper's Tithe is good for like burst damage in certain speedruns. And then this one's just like the classic like clown honing, you know? So yeah, that's cool. And then I guess that's the last weapon. I think I have this just so I can have a sword on for avant-garde activities. That is the only reason I have this on. Yeah.
I mean, you can get some good stuff on it. It's not like it's a bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. And this roll is like, I guess I got the sharp harvest and, you know, got a damage perk. So that's cool, I guess.
Gotcha. All right. Armor. Because I like looking through all those weapons, I was like, if we did everyone individually, could we maybe squeeze out like another 5 to 10? Yeah. Would it take 3 hours? Also, yeah. So armor, I mean, to me, if it's still got a 10 on it, it's like it's look in the mirror time.
Sure. Also, I mean, we kind of skipped over. We can get rid of some of these, by the way. Like I don't like.
Okay.
This guy can probably go. I just use a Song of Your Ute. I mean, I don't really need this, to be honest with you. I mean, it's a nice roll. Envious Honing is cool and all.
Thank you for your honesty.
Yeah, Cold Comfort is kind of better. What do you think of this, actually? A lot of people were saying, like, you know, the flash counter triggers redirection stacks or something. I personally, like, I don't know. Do you think it's, like, legitimately good? Because I'm probably not the type of person to use this kind of weapon, but
I'm also not the type of person to use it. I know some people really like the stronghold stuff, and although was there artifact tech last season that was enabling some extra stuff with this, or am I thinking of something else?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, honestly.
I don't know. I do think it's interesting, but I do also think it's a very, very niche play style that like you really gotta be into in order to want to use it.
Yeah. Again, this was like the type of thing where like the ambitious Rolling Storm Psychopomp, like everyone's like, oh my god, I want this roll so much. I was like, okay, I mean, I got this. You know, I'll keep it, I guess. You know.
Yeah, and then, I've been iffy on Rolling Storm. Like it just had a lot of artifact support last season, so I was like, okay, let's see how it does without that stuff, and I haven't touched it.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the weaker like 3.0 splash perks that they've made in the recent past. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I do have a little bit of extra space that we freed up in my vault right now. So, and I do have some armor that is on my characters. Do you want me to move that into the vault?
Okay. Not yet. We got plenty to work with here.
Sure. Yeah.
And you know, if we happen to rip through a bunch of stuff and we still got some time, we can check that out afterwards. But like,
sounds good.
A lot of this is just like hold E for me.
Hold E. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of it's gonna be
10 on it.
Yeah.
Anything with a 10, it's like, let's take a look.
So yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now. And this is not to like, you know, dodge out of like dismantling stuff, but just to explain why I have so much legendary armor is I speedrun pretty much every raid, right? So I have a decently rolled set of armor of every single raid on every single class. So I have a set of raid armor for every single raid. So a lot of this stuff is just going to be like Vogue armor or like Bow armor or like King's Fall armor or Ron armor, you know what I'm saying? So that's probably what it's going to be. And because a lot of RAD content's probably going to be updated to new armor archetypes, I'm totally fine with getting rid of pretty much all of it. So that's just, we're probably going to be getting rid of a lot, you know? I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Like what is this? You know, like what is this?
Yeah, I mean, it's weapons melee now.
Yeah, and then this is Gauss armor. Yeah, again, like the stats pretty bad. Yeah. This is DSC armor. I can get rid of this, I suppose. Yeah, that's fine.
I do find it interesting that like even something like Deepstone,
Yeah.
you still optimize so hard for it to the point where you're getting Deepstone armor for the bonuses.
Yeah. So different raids have different like usefulness tiers, I guess, in terms of like the raid mods. So
Mm-hmm.
Deepstone is like low middle of the pack. The main mod people use in Deepstone is called Herd Thinner, and basically it just makes it so that when you don't have an augment, your weapons just do more damage to ads. So
Yep.
in third encounter, we put anarchy on all the doors so that all the ads die instantly, and it just helps to have that little push to be able to have your anarchy one tick the ads so they die a little faster instead of two ticking them.
For sure.
So yeah, that's why we use DSC armor. But for the most part, the other mods are kind of useless, so we don't really care.
How often are you running like the gamut of raids? Like, are you like, all right, today's Deepstone day, next day is Vow day? Like,
Oh.
you do like bursts where it's like we're focusing on Deepstone this week, and then we're switching over to this. You really
Yeah.
running every single one.
Raid speedrunning at the highest level is like an extreme time commitment and not something you can kind of just be like, oh, today's Goss day, or today's like most teams or any team that's really trying to be really competitive and go for a really good time is running like 4, 5, 6 days a week, multiple hours a day, and it's gonna be the same raid. Yeah, it's gonna be the same raid. I do like this summer. I've it's my off time, so I've run multiple raids at the same time with different teams, and different time slots of the day. But yeah, it's never gonna be like, oh, today's Goss day or today's X and Y day. You know,
Gotcha.
I know back in the day, and this is not something that I really talk about a lot, but like raid speedrunning has like the execution threshold and like the amount the seriousness with which people approach it has gone up a lot over time compared to like the levy days or the scourge days.
Every part of the game has
Yeah, I mean even day one
it's
racing,
been almost
yeah.
exponential.
Yeah, for sure, right? And so because of that, it's kind of like you can't really, if you want like a good time and you want to progress with any like meaningful pace, you can't really just kind of like run once a week or be like, oh, today's Goss day, today's Vog day, and you know, kind of stuff like that. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna delete this. Again, dude, it's just so much raid armor.
Yeah,
it's just so much raid armor. This has a blessing on it, but I can just get.
I coped on like keeping all of the class items at the very least. When like at least like those didn't matter at all. They didn't come with stats. I was like, I'll keep a class item in case we run this raid, and then I'll swap to it when we run. And then I never fucking did.
Yeah.
Let's just keep all of them. I just delete all of them.
Yeah, no, I feel you. And the nice thing is, it's just like most raids, almost all raids, you can just go in on master boss checkpoint on a week that's favorable to a stat that you want, and just buy some pieces, and they're gonna be usable, right? It's like it's kind of whatever. So that's kind of my approach to the whole thing. However, okay, some things though, I don't know if you know about the Riven's Curse situation. So back when Forsaken was out, you Riven's Curse blessings, right? Warlock and Titan currently curse armor is unobtainable, right? Mm-hmm. So if I run into a curse armor piece on Warlock or Titan, I'll probably keep it. Because if someone a speedrunner watching me might like you know throttle me if they see me delete a Warlock or Titan curse piece because it's literally unobtainable now. Now to be honest with you, Datto, like I think people kind of over treasure curse pieces in the speedrunning community because the damage bonus you get from mixing curses and blessings, it's a little complicated, but basically you can get a 26.5% increase to your damage. Instead of if you ran 5 blessings, you get a 25% increase to your damage. So the difference is like, you know, it's not really there. Yeah. So I'm like low-key fine with getting rid of curses. The reason why I keep curses is to save on my blessings, but because I'm about to dismantle a bunch of armor with blessings on it, if you dismantle an armor piece with a blessing on it, you get the blessing back. It's a refund, right? So I'm down to just delete all my curse armor because I'm not gonna lie, if I'm gonna run something that's in the Dreaming City and I need damage increases, I'm just gonna run 5 blessing. So
I want you to know that this is a safe space for takes like that. Like I'm sure for like to me, I'm just like, yeah, it's like 1.5% on a buff that like you maybe or maybe will not notice.
Yeah.
There are almost no hot takes on that level. This is a safe place.
No,
to be like, yeah,
I'm joking.
Actually sucks.
I'm joking around. No. Like if people don't take it that seriously, but
hey, you gotta. Sometimes you gotta let it out. I'm giving you the space to let it out.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. No, I appreciate that for sure.
Right? You tell them.
Yeah.
This shit don't matter.
Yeah. There it is. Titan curse piece. You know, watch it and weep. We're getting rid of it. Okay.
You dick speedrunners.
Yeah, I think this is
I'll say it for you.
a Moby weapons like illegal piece, but it's not even that good. It's only
Mhm.
got like what 21 base weapons, which is like achievable on the new system anyway.
Right.
So I can probably just get rid of it. Hold on, I'm gonna just do myself a favor here, and just in case, I don't want to like accidentally delete bad armor that's like high infusion power. I'm just gonna move it out of my vault into my character so we don't accidentally touch it.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go is max power. Okay, this is already on my characters. 403, 404, 404, 404, and 4. Yeah, it's all on my characters. Okay, yeah, we're good. So yeah, anything I delete here won't affect my power. Was my goal with that.
Okay.
What is your stance on exotic armor? Should I I mean obviously a lot of these stats are gonna I had a lot of Rezel focused exotic armor, as I'm sure you probably did too.
Yeah.
And now that's all health. So and
Mhm.
health is not the most desired stat from most
Yeah,
people
no,
these
it's
days.
not.
Yeah.
I've been as I've been making builds, I've been going with like all the extra engrams that I've had. I'll like try to go get the piece that kind of works with the build that I'm going for.
Yeah.
If I don't end up getting something, then I'll just use the old one until I do get a new one.
Right.
So that's just how I've been handling it lately. But like, if you want to hold on to older stuff until Bungie hopefully inevitably makes exotics like higher stat rolls, if
Yeah.
people really care that much about it, sure,
Right.
keep them.
For sure.
In
For
terms
sure.
of just like general vault storage, you're a creator. I understand keeping one of every exotic on tap ready to go.
Yeah.
Totally understand. Do I think most general people, normies, need to keep every single exotic armor piece? No, they do not.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of not very good ones, or just if you're not using it, you don't need to hold on to it, right? Um, but I also understand like getting them is not the easiest process in the world for a lot of people out there. Like an exotic to you and me, an exotic engram is like, yeah, whatever. But
Yeah.
to somebody else is like, holy shit, I got one. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, for content creators, I've basically always said to everybody, if you want to keep one of every exotic, I get it. I understand.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my stance with exotics has always been like because you can't, they're not like exotic weapons where you can just pull them from collections. They
Right.
function the exact same. So I've always just kind of like, whenever I pick up an exotic, let's say it's like a precious scars, like with what I have here. I would just like look at it, compare it to the one that I have in my vault. If it's worse, then I, get rid of it. Or if it's better than the one I have in my vault, I get rid of the one in my vault and I bring in the new one. And so I've just have this like gradual replacement system, just so that in case one day Bungie buffs an exotic or I need an exotic for testing, I don't have to pull a 48 roll from collections. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. No, I
So
literally exact same process
yeah,
for myself.
yeah,
As soon as I
exactly.
get a dupe, I compare them. What's better? Or if it's like close, then I'm like, okay, just pick one. If it's not in a build, just freaking pick one, get rid of the other one, and just move on.
100%. Yeah. Well, if you ever see any dupe exotic armor pieces, I'm down to, hash it out, see if any of them are better or worse. Because a lot of the, I think other speedrunners kind of have the same thing, but like a lot of the time when we have multiple armor pieces, multiple dupe exotic armor pieces, I should say, one of them was like a mobility piece for speedrunning because you need to like jump a certain height for a certain mechanic or something. And then
Yeah.
another piece is like your resil piece or something like that. So now that mobility is not a thing anymore, a lot of those we could definitely like look at and maybe prune a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, dude, man, I mean, this is just gonna be we're gonna be deleting these for a while.
It's the zero. It's the zero.
Yeah, it's the zero power. I mean, I
I
only really
understand.
need one of these. I think these aren't even class restricted anymore. I'm pretty sure you can wear these on any class now, right? I think.
I'm not wearing masks that often. I'm not sure.
Okay, because the only reason why we have masks, by the way. Oh, I can definitely get rid of these. Sorry about that. I can Yeah, this pyramid head mask is a universal one, so I can wear it on any class. But so funny story about how why masks are even in my vault to begin with. In speedrunning, they remember how you used to be able to put yourself under light with like a dreamer's wand or whatever, and you could one shot yourself with mountaintop or whatever.
Vaguely.
Yeah, so before they changed like the whole the fire team power system, I think it was in final shape where you could be brought
Yep.
up to light by other people in raids
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So before that, you could individually like bring yourself under the activity power and just one shot yourself with like mountaintop. So people used to do that all the time in speedrunning. Super useful to be able to die quickly in certain moments in speedrunning. But now because of fire team power, every single person in your fire team has to be under light for this to work. And so
Right.
everyone would just put on a mask, and then one person, when you needed people to be under light, that would be like the control person. They'd be high power. Everyone else would be like 900 power or whatever. And then they'd put on the mask when you need everyone to be under power. And on top of that, I believe the most you can go under power now is you can't go minus 100, minus 200 anymore, and just everything is immune and you just die instantly. I think you can only go minus 10 now or something like that. At least that's what it was during Final Shape. It was like minus 5, and you can get down to minus 10 if everybody was under power. That was the most you could go under. So specifically, the reason why I have this mask is because in Last Wish speedruns in Vault, you've probably seen in Last Wish speedruns, they boop the captain with tractor cannon in the Vault encounter, right? So before, you used to be able to underlight. One guy would underlight, and he would be doing immune damage to the captain, but the knockback would go through. So you would send this guy flying, but he would take no damage. Nowadays, because you can't individually underlight anymore, you would have one person be the control guy, everyone would be taken to minus 10, and then you would do slightly less damage to the captain with tractor cannon. So it's still more annoying. You can't just like face tank him because it'll just kill him. But yeah, that's the reason why I have the mask. So long story short, I'll just keep one mask
into the main room, and if you tractor him and they freaking dies, right? You want to be lower level so he doesn't die. You move him into the center room. Yeah.
So I'll just keep one mask. That's it. One mask. That's it. You know. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can get these back anyway, but still, just one mask.
I mean, festival's coming up anyway. Who cares?
Yeah. That too. Okay. Well, I don't know. This is gonna be not particularly engaging. I'm basically just going to be going through every single legendary armor.
I mean, like any sort of like interesting anecdotes that you might have about a certain piece of armor or something like that. You know, it's always interesting. Like the Last Wish tech that you were talking about, that was like, oh, I remember from the time that I commentated the Last Wish speedrun at AGDQ. I was like, I remember that tech, and like some Deepstone tech I remember as well, like people clipping through the wall, and like one guy's going off to this one section while 4 other people like doing the fight and blah blah blah. So like, there's some things here and there that I remember.
Yeah. I mean, I know you've always been like a kind of a sideline supporter of like the speedrunning scenes. You know, I appreciate that. You know, if you ever like find yourself in a content drought a little bit, just there's a lot of speedruns on YouTube, and I think they make for really great watches for like for mainstream audiences. So you could pull one of those up, and I can answer any questions you have about that kind of stuff.
I did some low man stuff, some of the later low man stuff that I did. For me at a time, which is like I was very busy making other pieces of content, and the time commitment that it took to do some of that type of content, plus the god awful viewership that it got, was like that was kind of the end of like a lot of the speedrunning stuff for me. But I mean, like way back, I'm talking D1. You know, I'm doing solo raid boss. I did solo Axis.
Yeah,
I did all that. I did that shit. It was just different era for me, different time, and like the technology back then wasn't as crazy as some of the things today.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
but no, I just don't find myself doing a lot of that stuff as often, especially because like nowadays, as soon as the contest raid's done, people are hopping into the normal mode, like we're 3-man flawless normal mode immediately, and like once a lot of those things are done, which basically happen in the opening weekend, I have found that most people tend to not really care outside of like the first clear or something like that.
Yeah. Attention spans are kind of growing shorter, and like the rate at which people jump on stuff and just chew through it is so fast now, I think, compared to before. I mean, you would probably be able to speak more to that than I can, because you were around back then. But I just feel like now people like there's a new piece of content, and within the first day, it's solved. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah,
it's solved.
The game has been getting much more solved, as time has gone on. It's not like it's ever been an unsolved experience, but the amount of resources and the amount of people participating now in those hunts for knowledge is so much higher than ever before. Dude, in D1, there was like maybe 2 or 3 people doing damage testing, and I was one of them. Like I was the one doing like Gallarhorn versus Sleeper Simulant versus Outbreak on Bossic in Wrath of the Machine, right? Like it just was never as deep of a thing as it was today. Like I wish things were back then as deep as things are now, because that's originally why I wanted to start making content. Like I remember my second video of D1 ever was like testing some melee speed armor bonus on like a
Yeah.
piece of armor that would drop or something, because that's the kind of shit that I wanted to do. But we just didn't have that breadth of things to test in the game back then compared to now, where it's like I can't even keep track of half the damn interactions in
Yeah.
the game, and then half the reason is because like, oh, that's not working properly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, how's your experience been with well, I mean, first of all, I guess the question to ask is like, are you happy with kind of the direction the game is going then? Because it kind of sounds like you're happy with the development that has occurred.
I mean, I appreciate that there is like a much wider range of things for people to go test, all these different interactions and all that kind of stuff. You know, again, when I was here, dude, the first 3 years of D1 was just like that subclass grid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's just like very, very static, and things weren't as powerful, things weren't as in depth. So I love that there are insane things like the sticky grenade, explosive
Yeah.
light tech for people to go figure out. I think that's super
Yeah,
cool,
yeah, yeah.
but it's also not so important that like you need to have that to participate in the game. That's like such a like it's like a top 1% of the 1% of the 1% type of thing.
Yeah.
Um, so I do think it's cool. It's just for me personally, like coming around to try to cover some of that stuff at this point in my career, I'm like, that's a young man's game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have developed a much more normie audience for lack of a better term, which is fine because that's the largest portion of the people who are playing the game, right? People
Yeah.
just want to know, bro, just tell me I don't need to know all the tech. Just tell me what perks on the gun, man, and just
Yeah.
let me move on with my fucking life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. In some respects, like, well, obviously, like when I do testing and stuff, it's like very technical and it's a lot of effort. I don't envy you, to be honest, because like your job is, I feel like, a lot more delicate than mine. I think, especially with the audience you're trying to handle, and in some ways, you are also kind of responsible in part for the game's mainstream success in some ways, right? So I feel like it's yeah, I don't envy you.
I mean,
It's
I
it's a
know I
tough
reach
job.
like a pretty wide audience, partly because of the content that I make. I try to make pretty accessible
Right.
content, which is why I've kind of dialed back from doing some of the more insane testing, because I've found in the past when I've done some of those more like super in-depth things, a lot of that just goes over people's heads and they're just like,
Mhm.
I don't even know what you're fucking talking about, man. I'm running Vanguard Ops playlist. I don't need to know about this
Yeah.
insanity. But
Yeah, yeah,
you, on
yeah.
the other hand, have cultivated that audience of like, yes, I want to know about this secret tech because
Mhm.
I'm running this speed run stuff. I'm running this thing. I'm running that thing, and yeah, it just comes down to like what kind of audience have you cultivated.
Yeah.
You've cultivated a very hardcore, like, gotta know all the nitty gritty. I've cultivated a bro, just shut up and tell me the weapon roll perk so I can move on. Um,
I feel you. No, I feel you.
so
Yeah.
but I also like, it's been over the past, I want to say 2 to 4 years, that the Destiny community, the creator community, has grown from just like the original, I want to say like 20 creators, 10 to 20 creators, where we were all just jack of all trades. Like everyone just tried to do everything.
Yeah.
And over the past like 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years, we've had so many more people like yourself, these more niche creators, come in and really find a place of their own in a community that I already thought even back then was pretty saturated.
Mhm.
Because there just maybe wasn't as many things to cover or go that in depth with. So, it's like every other day I felt like I was hearing like, oh, blah 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 just hit 100,000, bro, just hit 100,000 on YouTube, 100,000, 200,000 here. And
Mhm.
it's been cool to see that kind of like next generation of creators come into the space and carve out, a little place for themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's definitely, yeah. I think the content creator space has gotten a lot more diverse over time. Okay.
Oh,
Well.
way more. Dude, for
Mhm.
like 7 years, it was like me and Bife and more console and Fallout and
Mhm.
MTash going to every single event, and a bunch of other people. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, the amount of people that I've interacted with over the past 5 is like so much more than the first 7.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Okay, I am mostly done with legendary armor. I think you just saw me shred through like pretty much
I was
every.
gonna say you freaking ripped through it.
Yeah. Okay, we could go over some dupe exotics now if you want. I think I have a couple somewhere. There's like 2 Felwiners, I guess. One of them seems to be an old one. One of them seems to be a new one. Neither of them looks particularly appealing.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, it depends on how much of a stat slut you are, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
Like, are you a slut for big number on the exotic, or do you care more about what stats are actually there, right?
yeah,
This is a
yeah.
case where it's like, okay, you have multiple Felwinters, make the Felwinter build. What does
Mm-hmm.
D2 Armor Picker say with what you want to have set up? It says
Yeah.
one, okay, you use that one. And then maybe a few months down the road, you end up getting another one. Maybe, it falls out of fashion, then it comes back. You want to remake it. You have a different one. Okay, you put in that one. But for like one of those in particular where you're like, and neither of these are like looking super appealing either way, then it's just like you make the judgment call and you're just like, okay, for me personally, I'm skewing more in the direction of armor 3.0 than 2.0 just so I can be like, move the fuck on, man. Like, just move on. But if something's dramatically better or it fits what I'm looking for a bit more, I'll hold on to the 2.0. But you said it yourself, like kind of a toss up. Neither of these looks super appealing to me.
Yeah.
It's just make a call.
All right.
And
I'll drop
get rid of one,
the lower power one.
and that's it.
Yeah. I mean the what is it called? The Felwinters, I don't like make builds around it. It's like a speedrunning tool. Like in speedrunning, we like finisher and add near a boss, and it makes the the boss debuffed, and so it's really like the stats don't even matter to be honest, because you have it on for like a couple seconds and you take it off. I mean the powered melee weaken thing is kind of nice, but that's not really. It's not like a neutral build, so the stats don't really matter that much to me. I'll just keep one of them and move on. Any other dupes you can spawn on this page? I don't think I see any, but
I'm not seeing unless it's like an ornament thing.
Yeah, I mean,
which it could be, but yeah, we can go next.
Okay, cool. What do we got here?
Any dupes. Maybe some Sunbracer dupes.
We got 2 of them.
Different ornaments.
Yeah, I mean Sunbracers needs the
Noya.
nade stat now, doesn't it, for the damage?
I mean it helps.
Yeah, and this one's got no nade, so
yeah.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Wait, you don't get golf balls back for dismantling exotic, or is it because I'm full on golf balls?
You might be full. You're full. If you want to spend a couple, go for it.
No, it's okay. I feel like those are pretty plentiful these days.
Bro, I've had to deal with the content creators of like, yo, I keep all this forged, masterworked exotic armor, so that way when I delete it, I can get a golf ball back. And I'm like, brother, if you're in that position, you got no problem getting new golf balls, man. Go run a fucking Nightfall.
Yeah.
Hoarding exotics.
Oh, okay. I got more Sunbracers. Oh, these are like actually like that's like a good roll that I'm looking for. Actually.
Okay,
yeah,
I can
drop these. Yeah, I can drop these for sure. Do you like the new Sunbracer ornament? The one that's like robotic looking. Have you seen it?
I think I've seen it.
Okay.
I don't know. The OG is already like a really good looking.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Piece of armor that I like to kind of. I do very much like to make my fashion around my exotic.
Oh my god! Finally, really finally, someone who gets it, dude. I get flamed by my speedrunning teammates all the time. Every time I put on an exotic. So a lot of speedrunners, the way they work, right, is there's a classic like female warlock speedrunner drip that everyone's wearing, right? And what speedrunners love doing is they have like a set 5 ornaments that they wear with certain shaders, and every time they need an exotic, they just slot it in, right? They just slot it in. Maybe they change the shader to match the rest of the build. I'm very much not like that. Dude, listen, exotics, they're visually very distinct. And I feel like when you put one on, you got to like make the rest of your drip match. You got to theme it up,
Course.
So like, I put on Sunbracers. I'm like, I put on some bird drip, or I go with some flames, some solar stuff, You gotta do it. That's the fashion.
You gotta make it work. You have to like, unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, your exotic is your main like fashion thing that you should kind of anchor around.
It stands
for the most
out.
part.
Yeah.
Maybe you have something a little more generic looking, then you can kind of be a little more flexible. But like, bro, if I'm wearing Ashen Wake with giant shoulder pads, I gotta match that energy on the rest of the armor.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Idiot.
You really do.
So,
dude, you can't. You just can't be putting stuff like Sanguine Alchemy on and then not changing the rest of your drip. I mean, like it's
100%
covers 80% of your body, man. Like,
100%. Not wrong at all. Based.
Okay,
No one
thank
wants all
you.
this space.
Finally, dude, it's so good to be validated, dude. I get ridiculed
No,
all the time, like ages. Why do you look like a
100%.
bird? I'm like, dude, I got sun braces on. Why I gotta look like a bird? You know, like come on.
I validate
Uh,
you. I get it.
okay, two Eunoias. I mean, one's got grenade and one's got health. I mean, I'd probably take the grenade one over the health one, right? I mean, neither of them is that good, but you know.
Yeah, I would do the same.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Sounds good. Oh my, look at my vaults, bro. We're hundreds down. We're hundreds down.
Yeah, I spent
looking great.
2.5 hours yesterday just like figuring out like 4 different builds on my Titan just so I could purge a bunch of armor.
That's great. It's a great feeling. Yeah, it's a great feeling.
That
Okay.
that pair of boots,
Mhm.
by the way, is like one of the very few examples where I
Yeah.
could understand if you're like, okay, 30, 31.
I mean, it's got a super
All
binding, so
right.
it's a little cheating, but I'll keep it. It's spiky
That's
enough. It's
still,
spiky
yeah.
enough. Yeah. Okay. Any dupes you see on this page? Any dupes? I'm surprised. I thought I had more dupes.
Um, Starfire Protocol, top left.
SFP. Oh, here one's got an ornament. Yeah. Okay, so this one was a really good roll back then because health would be resilience, but
Yep.
I mean,
I mean, you're basically just trading your class for
class for
weapons.
weapons, right? I mean, maybe class is better, you know. See, I guess it does refund your whole. I guess this one would
Yeah.
be better for DPS because you're not getting kills with your grenade during DPS.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I'll just keep the first one. I'm probably not going to use the second one ever, to be honest. So there you go. And then I could probably pluck away a few more of these that have fresh arrivals from my characters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go. And we got the last little cloak. Yep. And
Just class items.
think, yeah, that's just a class item, a newer one with actual stats and stuff. I can sift through those later when I make like actual builds and I'm done farming. How's your power grind been going? You taking your time, just kind of.
Yeah, not bad. I'm just around. What am I at now? 360 something on my Titan. 362. I
Mm-hmm.
would also like. I knew that I wasn't gonna want to torture myself.
Right.
Just like being in the solo ops mines. Could I be 400 multiple characters at this point if I really wanted to?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I also want to have a much like a visually interesting stream over just running K1 over and over. It also helps me like actually stay engaged with the game
Yeah.
versus just running the same thing over and over again. So yeah, could I be a little bit further along if I wanted to? Sure, but I'm okay taking it slow because again, what do I need the super high tier gear for if I'm already clearing some of the hardest shit in the game? I'm not in a rush.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel you. I feel you.
I'm not in a rush.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
can,
feel you.
I will be able to do 5 out of 5 feats with my raid team whenever we decide we want to do it in my current gear.
Yep.
Even in worse gear, I could probably do it, right? Like,
Yeah. You could do it on Armor 2.0
I'm
for
just
sure.
not sweating it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sweating it at
It's
all.
chill. Especially with the current meta, right? It's just like Outbreak, you know? Just for most of the bosses,
right.
you don't even need
You're
like.
sitting there M1.
Yeah, you don't even have weapon
on
stat
like
or
2 of the
anything.
4 bosses, right? Like, it's no thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's my vault's looking a lot emptier. I think all my characters are pretty much empty, I think, or mostly empty.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, I guess a couple more exotics I can get rid of now that I'm done testing. I can get rid of 1K. I could get rid of Thunderlord, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
probably
Outbreak
don't
kind of
need
replaced Thunderlord for the time being.
Yeah. I mean, the exotics I'll probably need to pull back anyway. Like I'm not gonna get I'm not gonna get rid of Whisper because it's a little bit more expensive to craft. But I'll eventually do like a realistic DPS option video, and I'll have to like re-get some of these. But yeah, that was pretty fruitful. I'm feeling satisfied, feeling emptied out. You know, feeling emptied out in a good way.
It's always nice to like free up some of that space and just like, especially with all the Armor 2.0 stuff. Like at some point I'm going to recommend, if not already, most people as soon as you hit that tier 3, tier 4, like all that shit can go.
Yeah.
If you are not
100%.
hardcore raiding all the time and most of the time is spent in fire team ops, get rid of it. Just get rid of it.
Yeah. 100%. Agreed. All right. Well,
All right, dude.
yeah, thank you so much. You know, this was
I mean, you did most of the heavy lifting on this one.
I mean, I was dismantling quite a bit of legendary armor.
But I don't know. We had a nice little conversation in the second half there. That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, do you have any questions for me or, about speedrunning or like anything you're interested in?
At the moment, No, but I haven't watched any like desert perpetual speedrun stuff just yet.
Okay, there
So
probably won't be
I
any like
usually,
super like polished runs for like the next month or two at
yeah, I mean
least.
that's fine
So
though. Like I mean this is this is the fun part, right? Where it's like you're still innovating, you're still scrappy, you're trying to figure out like what's working, what's not working, right? Like that those are the fun times where like every other day maybe the record's coming down or something like that, right? So
you know,
that there's fun in that as well, all versus like everyone has like the optimized strat and now you're just trying to squeeze every little second that you possibly can out of the experience, right? So
yeah, one more thing I'll leave with you before you go. It's kind of interesting
sure.
that someone told me about one time when it comes to speedrunning, right? In speedrunning, there are kind of like three different classes of speedrunners. And not that one is better than the other or anything, but it's kind of just based on time. So the first class, we'll call them like class A speedrunners. Okay, that kind of like indicates that they're better. Maybe, I don't know. Let's just say, okay, there's three categories of speedrunners. The first category is basically the people that right off the rip, as soon as a new activity is released or a new game comes out, they're in there. A lot of the time, it's like maybe content creators, and they're just like trying stuff. They're trying stuff.
Right.
They're basically like, that's what's going on right now, right? And in D2, you don't get that very often because activities release on a yearly cadence or like a bi-yearly cadence or something like that, right? So you have new content comes out, and then a lot of the time when speedrunners are trying new stuff, runs are not streamed when people are practicing stuff because in Destiny 2, a lot of speedrun teams just don't stream practice, right? But I think for the first time, my team and I think another team is streaming pretty much all the practice sessions. So people get to see us Stratcraft in real time. And a lot of the older teams, like from Silomar and Breeze and Nightmare and all those other teams, they didn't really stream that kind of phase of experimenting and finding new speedrun strats. So I think it's
Yeah.
been really cool to share with my audience and just some other people that have come to watch the stream. Just us finding stuff. Like people literally get to see us stumble upon skips and stuff in real time, which is like really cool.
Yeah.
Or figure out a way to like bypass an encounter mechanic. Because a lot of people, I get questions like, how do you guys even find this stuff? And it's just like, we're just doing the raid, and like sometimes someone's like has a dumb idea, and it's most of the time it's dumb, but sometimes it ends up being cool. It's like
Right.
it's cool. So that's
Yeah,
like the
no,
first
I think
category.
all that stuff is cool.
Yeah. And then I think the second category is like people that are kind of just grinding down the time like a little by little. They're kind of just iterating. And then the third category is like eventually speedruns reach a point where the strategies are all figured out, right? Like I'm thinking a game like SM64, right, where like almost everything is like it's like 99th percentile figured out, right? And at that point, there's like a small group of runners that run for purely execution, just purely execution, right? So a lot of classic speedrunning games, they're in that third stage where like it's purely execution. And D2 is a really interesting game because while a lot of people value that third stage execution level stuff, it never really reaches that third stage because it's a live service game, the meta is constantly evolving, and there's new content that always attracts new people all the time for speedrunning.
Mhm.
So it's really interesting because the game almost never, with some few exceptions, almost never reaches that third stage. So it's really fun. Lots of dynamic strats. If you watch a speedrun one year and then next year you come back to it, it's probably gonna look completely different. So
Yep.
it's pretty cool stuff.
No, it's all that stuff's cool. I mean, I like watching speedrun. I watch the second highest watch time person that I watch on Twitch last year for me was Simply. He did a lot of SM64. Now he's been doing a bunch of other stuff. So like, I love watching that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
AGDQ. I'm usually pretty locked in. So yeah, it's all cool to me.
Yeah, I hope we can get like an IRL team to a GDQ event at some point in D2 in the near future, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean they've done it a couple times. I've commentated live. Like I've literally been at the show.
Yep.
We did that for Last Wish.
Yep.
I did Deepstone. I was gonna potentially do another one that happened very recently, but I think I was out of town that time.
Right.
But like I'm always down to like do the commentary stuff. I find it very interesting.
Yeah. Okay. That's
All right, dude.
that's great. Yeah. Well, yeah, thank you so much once again. I know this took a bit of, a little chunk of
It's
time,
fine.
but hopefully, I mean, how long are your average Vol cleans? Or was this like a long one? Was this a short one?
I'd say it was slightly longer than usual, but we were also discussing some non-vault things, and you were also getting way more. Like you were kind of leading the charge on this one, and your explanations take longer than mine because most of the time mine's are like, this is a piece of garbage, get rid of it, and you're like,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
last Thursday I had to run this piece because it was a full moon outside, and like I'm like I get it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but usually it just depends. It depends on the vault, and it depends on how much time I have. Like sometimes I'll be like, all right, I got an hour. Sometimes we can yap all day. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Hopefully, I'm not cutting into whatever you have to do next too much.
Nah,
But
you're good.
yeah. Hopefully you got some content out of this. I know I was like kind of like especially for the armor piece, I was just kind of like just blazing through them. So I
I
was
mean, if there's nothing to say, like it's not even worth our time being like, oh, well, here's why I'm going to delete this. It's like, you're gonna have the same conversation for all 200 armor pieces. Like you
yeah.
just
Yeah, so I
we
hope
already
like the
established.
the
Yeah,
discussions we were having was kind of like made up for that and made for
yeah, no, for
some
sure,
some good content.
for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll catch you later. Thanks for your time and
All right, dude.
yeah. Thank you.